Welcome back, everybody, to a wonderful Love and Love's Lost watch party. We've had a few videos on Sam recently. The first was looking at Sam's role in her rivalry with Tori, and the second looked at what it's like to have Sam as a friend. Those are really good videos digging deep down into the character. Check them out too, there's a lot of great analysis there. So today we are looking at Sam in her relationships. What's she like? A relationship is so much about what you can offer the other person. And before we even begin, consider what you already know Sam has to offer. The stuck-up selfishness, the lying, the backstabbing. Is this a girl you would want to date? You know what? Don't answer that. Let's just get on with the video. Sam's first on-screen love interest is Kyler. Really, there doesn't seem to be much there other than Sam has a thing for tallish bully guys like her father. It is telling that she is willing to break it off with Kyler completely over what he did to Miguel and crew, and she doesn't even know who they are, only referring to them as those kids in the library. I think this comes from her father's teachings and ultimately Mr. Miyagi. Yet it also reveals the Sam bubble. Sam is very, very critical of actions of other people while completely overlooking the same in herself or anyone she wants to be close to. Keep in mind on this day at the movie theater where Kyler pushed around Miguel and Dimitri, Aisha was still dealing with the video Yasmin sent. But since Sam wanted to stay friends with Yasmin, she brushed it off with,
"Look, they're mean, but they have short memories. They'll forget."
How wonderful that Sam can say that to Aisha, but not the boys. Now, as for Sam and Miguel, I don't have much to say about the early parts of their relationship. It's mostly a credit to Miguel that he was able to navigate their date with Sam, while she kept awkwardly reinforcing their major class and socioeconomic differences. She rich, he poor. Sam does try to defend the Cobra Kai and by extension Miguel in this scene, which is about the only time she defends anyone who's not present. I would like to think it's because she likes Miguel, but I also think she's just more willing to challenge her family and even her father than her friends. In fairness, that's normal for a lot of people. But Daddy wasn't willing to listen, and now we get into this conversation where things start to go wrong.
You know, I was thinking, there's a bunch of other dojos in the valley.
I don't know, maybe give a different dojo a try?
What?
Sam is crossing a line here. At this point, she knows Miguel's history and how training with Johnny
It's Cobra Kai.
has completely changed his life for the better. And she's acknowledged it too.
My sensei says I'm the best student in his class.
Except then Daddy says,
Cobra Kai will never change. Promise me you stay away from the kids who are associated with it, all right?
while that isn't an ideal spot, her reaction is very telling. The moment his training becomes slightly inconvenient for her, she wants him to leave. It's one of her most selfish moments of the show so far. Note also she's not even being direct. She's not asking him to switch dojos, she's manipulating him to do something he doesn't want just to make her own life slightly more convenient. Because for Sam, making her own life slightly more convenient takes precedence over everything else. You already know girls always want to change their guy. In Sam's case, she wants to take away the best thing in Miguel's life. So when you see guys reacting negatively to Sam and Miguel's relationship and hoping the two never get back together, this is one of the big moments driving that. Probably the other is this. Squabble with me all you want, but it is immediately clear the moment Robby shows up in her backyard, Sam starts flirting with him. What does it say about a girl who can't control herself for like 3 minutes? Loyalty and trust are paramount in a relationship, and do you think Miguel should trust Sam to be loyal? And speaking of loyalty, let's contrast her to Miguel. Now the parallel in this episode is they both are given reasons to stay away from the other.
Promise me you stay away from the kids who are associated with it, all right?
The reason I'm telling you all this is because you gotta watch out for the LaRussos.
How does Miguel take his dire warnings? Well, first off, he ignores it and is just happy to talk to Sam. But after she denies him faster than Peter could deny Jesus, he instead worries. He's worried something is coming between them, not because he's watching out for the LaRussos, but because how Sam is acting. So while she's flirting with Robby, he decides to put things right. So who do you respect more? They're both warned to watch out for the other. Sam reacts by trying to manipulate Miguel into dropping out of Cobra Kai. Miguel reacts by trying to own up the issue with an alpha move and confront Sam's dad face to face. How is this relationship shaping up? It doesn't really get any better. Now at the party, she claims this hill was so unexpectedly steep she needed to hold Robby's hand. Considering other people are hanging out on this hill, I don't believe her. She's flirting with Robby again, and this time doing it in front of Miguel. This makes him pissed because he's normal. So while trying to hit Robby, he knocks Sam over in a weirdly choreographed moment. No, really, I guess the Cobra strike involves swinging your arm wildly or something? Yeah, say I'm nitpicking, but every time you've watched this scene, you've thought the same thing. By the way, I don't think Sam ever told her parents Miguel actually knocked her down like that, because I'm pretty sure hothead Daniel would not react well. I've always wondered if this is something that'll come back up again, especially considering how Sam feels after season 2. I think it is less likely, but could Daniel ever ask her why exactly did she break up with him in the first place? It feels like a ticking time bomb that could blow up at any moment. So Sam keeps her commitment to non-violence.
You shouldn't have been trying to hit anyone.
That's very noble of her, and I suppose we should respect Daniel for raising such a principled girl. Except she is totally fine with a hell of a lot of violence when it is to benefit her. I mean, what is she thinking here?
You shouldn't have been trying to hit anyone. I expect you to act like a normal person.
No, I don't think so either. In fact, I'm pretty sure her thoughts are closer to,
What were you thinking for sex?
Just give it to me.
this is the snake-like quality of Sam. Her opinion is based on whether or not something benefits her. So here she acts sanctimonious, but doesn't really believe it. It's just an act to assert herself as superior, just like she does with Tori. She may feel down about it for a little bit, but she does manage to move on pretty fast. I'm pretty sure her crush on Robby is what led to her joining her dad. Consider what she knew here.
Well, that's why I'm opening up Miyagi-Do. So we could fight back, take down Cobra Kai.
I don't want to fight them. They're not my enemies, they're my friends.
Well, that's all honorable of her, and Daniel does change his mind, but then Sam shows up. Now she got up and drove over to the dojo without knowing her father changed his mind. As far as she knew, he still wanted to fight back and take down Cobra Kai. Obviously, she didn't care. Why? Because she just wanted to get in with Robby. You know, no matter how many tries it takes. Like I said, the girl is persistent. Eventually, we all end up here. This is the part that kind of made me snap in my Season 2 review, when Miguel accuses her of playing mind games on him about Robby, and then she's on a date with him, and she replies,
It's not a date.
This is something that really defines my view of Sam. The very moment something inconvenient is brought up to her, she will immediately lie and deny it. This is a reflex faster than any karate move she knows. Seriously, it's no different here than when she lied to her father about Miguel. What's even more amazing here is how obvious her lie is, and she makes it anyway. You remember in my Sam Tori video I talked about how she wanted to lie here about tripping her, even though she literally had just done it. I don't know how else to say it except to repeat what I said in my Season 2 review. Sam's kind of messed up. She lies about being on a date with Robby when she's literally holding his hand wearing this hideous Pretty in Pink costume. I guess maybe the explanation is she had some latent feelings for him? I don't really accept that. This all strikes me more as Sam getting caught in a lie than immediately doubling down with a new lie. I think the show tries to draw a parallel between Sam and Miguel with how they make assumptions before knowing anything.
You don't even know Robby, and you were trying to start a fight with him?
You don't even know her.
I guess the show wants us to think they are so much alike. This is one of the many reasons I feel like the show is pushing them together. And of course, more obvious moments like here. In a rare moment, Sam actually apologizes here. But what I love the most is Miguel's reaction.
For what?
There are plenty of things she could be apologizing for, like lying about being on a date with Robby when she just showed up again with him. But no.
I didn't know you returned the medal.
So what is she actually apologizing for? She finally says sorry to Miguel, and it's because she was unaware he did something good. How is that even something you're sorry for? I guess if we dive into her head, not something I would normally recommend, we can infer she had bad thoughts about him ever since the medal was taken. So what she's actually apologizing for is the bad, horrible things she was thinking about him. In a way, it's impressive that even when she apologizes to Miguel, it's not for anything she actually did, but literally for what she was thinking to herself. She's actually forgiving herself for thinking bad things about him. So it turns out even her apologies are self-serving. As for the kiss, I only have a few points. First, I don't buy this stumble. I think she was faking it. Girls fake shit like that so he would catch her and she would be where she wanted to be. Though I think that Sam was orchestrating this, the show does seem to make clear they kiss each other. That's at least fair to say it is a mutual kiss.
Baby, baby, you know you look fine to me. Come take your time with me.
But let's look at what happens after. You already know girls take their cues from the guy, and Sam is no different. Right after the kiss, she looks right at him for his reaction. It's this moment where you know if Miguel leaned in for round 2, so to speak, she would follow his lead and be right into it. Except he didn't. And then she changed to match him.
With Tori, and you have...
I'm sorry.
She darts away here, and let's look at what they're feeling. Miguel is clearly regretting the kiss instantly. He feels committed to Tori, which, as we all know, she sure as hell feels for him. Sam, on the other hand, only regrets that Miguel regrets the kiss. I don't see the slightest bit of loyalty to Robby here. She kissed Miguel, but now feels all alone after he recoils and doesn't want to continue. Her only drunk moment is this.
I'm so sorry, Robby.
It's okay.
She's not sorry and probably doesn't even remember saying that. Now, as I said in my Season 2 review, the relationship was something she was aggressively pursuing. He was hesitant for several reasons, but she wanted to make it happen, and it did. And in some respects, the cheating isn't even the worst thing she did to Robby. Now, some people have pointed out this moment here where she has this kind of bitchy attitude to Robby.
Just roller skating for me. You my boyfriend or my babysitter?
But really something more is going on here. I have to give credit to the wonderful folks over at Cobra Kai Companion for this one. They pointed out that it's not just that Sam gets pissed drunk and forces Robby to look after her, it's that she's getting pissed drunk and acting like this on the very same day Robby's mom abandoned him to check into rehab.
I'm sorry.
Robby is the son of 2 alcoholics, and we can surmise for most of his life he's dealt with a drunk mother giving him a snappy, bitchy attitude.
You don't have...
Don't worry about that because, Rick, you're paying this month, right?
I got you, pal.
This is why he just accepts her attitude here.
What, I'm not allowed to party? Just roller skating for me? You my boyfriend or my babysitter?
To him, it's natural and something he's used to. The fact that he knows exactly how to deal with it,
Just wait here. I'm gonna get you some food.
it's kind of sad for him. So yes, Sam is recreating the worst, most toxic part of his relationship with his mother on the worst possible day.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, Robby.
It's okay.
I suppose you could say it's even. She did ask if he was okay.
With your mom and everything?
Yeah, but no. That's kind of a horrible thing for her to do to him. And for him, he doesn't even realize it. So yeah, that comes from the Pulpal episode of Cobra Kai Companion. They're a podcast and definitely worth checking out. Like, they go on for an hour or 2 hours, even more, talking about Cobra Kai. Certainly a great thing to listen to, especially if you have a really long commute. I'll link to them in the description below. Otherwise, by the time they're at school, Miguel and Sam are still having the same reactions. Miguel is worried about Tori, but he confesses the kiss to his best friend.
I shouldn't have done that to Tori.
He feels responsible for what he did and wants to own up to it. Compare that to freaking Sam. It's like she's forgotten she's cheated on Robby and was ready to go back to Miguel. Instead, she seems far more upset her dad didn't let her drive her car to school. I mean, that's pretty much what's on her mind until Robby confesses to getting the Medal of Honor from Miguel. Now for me, this is probably one of the most amazing Sam moments in the show so far. She already knows everything he's saying, but managed to totally act as if it's new and even question him on it.
Why would you do that?
Like it never even occurs to her to mention that Aisha told her at the party. I've tried to think of different words to use here, and all I can come up with is pathological. This is some pathological shit here, and she even thanks him for telling the truth. What do you call a pathological liar who thanks other people for telling the truth?
Thank you for telling me the truth.
Now it does seem like she was going to tell him about Miguel here, except the bell rings. Honestly, I don't think her heart was in it. If it was really important for her to tell him the truth, she would have grabbed his arm and told him right there. Instead, Robby ends up thinking Miguel was taking advantage of her while she was drunk, which is about as far from the truth as you could get. He's probably going to end up getting in a lot of trouble because of that. But don't worry, it's cool. Luckily, Sam was right there to quickly point out it's all his fault.
Robby, what did you do?
So Robby runs off, and now that he's gone, Sam is free to let her feelings for Miguel show again. Okay, I know she's sad he got hurt, but don't you think she's back to having feelings for him? And I mentioned this in the Hawk video, but look at these two and consider their relationships with Miguel.
There's a bunch of other dojos in the valley.
I don't know, maybe give a different dojo a try?
We were enemies for a day, but Cobra Kai for life.
So who of these two has shown more loyalty and dedication to Miguel? Who has been willing to stand by his side when things weren't always going well? I don't think Sam has been good for Miguel, and she ruins the real moment of sorrow Hawk has for his best friend. So considering all this, as well as the other videos of Sam with her friends and Sam with Tori, you have to wonder, where does she go from here? How does a character come back from all this? I can't really find a way to like Sam, but that doesn't mean I want to hate her. And I think she's maybe burned some bridges too far with Miguel and Robby, but I would still like to see them all end up as friends, at least in some capacity. Honestly, I would hate to think the legendary Daniel LaRusso raised such a monster for a daughter. So what then? Well, you may be down, but if you're still breathing, you're not out. I always intended for the end of the Sam video to touch on the possibility of going to Okinawa, and I think Sam is the perfect character to go along. Now, since I had planned this out, we actually got confirmation that Okinawa is happening, and I went ahead and placed that theory in my Okinawa video. I said there I had reasons for why Sam can, should, and will go with Daniel. Right now I'm going to tell you why I think she should go. One of the overlooked things about life is that we often do get plenty of chances to start over. High school sucks. Well, eventually you graduate and you get to do college or something else. You hate your job and you don't like your coworkers, then you get a new job, and just like that you are literally starting over from zero. You move to a new city, well, you can meet a whole group of new people you've never known before. My point is, you can always come back to the beginning. Considering how Sam has treated every other character in the show, I think maybe the best way forward for her is to skip town for the better part of a season. Get Sam away from everyone else, allow time for her mistakes to heal. Plus, she can do a little growing in the meantime. Maybe she can make a friend there and help someone out rather than cause trouble. So like I said, I don't really like Samantha LaRusso, but that doesn't mean I hate her. I really don't. We're only 2 seasons in, and I'm hoping she grows into someone I can respect by the end. I think that can be a great character arc for her in this show. Thank you for watching. There are 2 other videos on Sam, which I will link here at the end. Sam and Tori, and also Sam and her friends. I have one more season 2 video on the docket, just random odds and ends, stuff that didn't make it into other videos. But first we are going to have another season 3 video. This is going to be a good one, so be sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
I don't think Kyler's gonna be around anymore. Which I was right about Cobra Kai. I don't even know who you are anymore. Robby, what did you do?
It's all my fault.
Oh, no.